When you guys think about this, when you think, like, I'm not joking that I woke up at 2 a.m. thinking about these things. Do you use that to fuel your work? Do you feel overwhelmed? I mean, is it day to day? I mean, for me, it's,
Yeah.
ebbs and flows. Like when you like that, what you just described, what we're talking about, and this is supposed to be an empowering show. It will be. We're going to give everybody tools, but it is important to understand where we're coming from. I mean, that is a lot. That is a heavy, heavy evil force that we are up against. I mean, I guess.
I think Madison's going through more than I am right now.
Yeah, and
I mean,
for those of you who don't know that, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay. For me, and just kind of to follow what you were hinting towards, for me, a lot of my fight, I feel, is for the kids who maybe have, parents that are dual working, that can't be on top of their homework assignments. I'm so blessed to be able to be home with my kids and see what it is that they're learning, and read Socrates with them and memorize poems. But I know not everyone gets that opportunity. And so for the kids who have, parents that aren't able to be present when they're home from school, when they're doing their homework, for the kids, like my husband was, in school until 6, 7 p.m. because he had a single mom that was raising him. It's how society is. Like that's a reality. And for those kids, you know, kids' brains, kids' minds are so trusting and they're so easily formed. And, if they can grasp what I believe to be true, then I feel like, what they're being, as adults, they'll be more successful. They'll have more opportunities for, a more grounded adulthood. I think what they're experiencing in school right now is a lot of it one-sided. And so for those kids that don't have parents that are communicating with them, creating those conversations about what's right and what's true and what they believe to be true. A lot of these kids are essentially being indoctrinated into just kind of following in the footsteps of what they're learning in the classroom. And again, not all teachers are bad, but I've experienced teachers that have ulterior motives that, I don't know. Back when I was in school, I went to school through OUSD, through the district I'm representing. And when I was in school, I didn't know my teachers' gender preferences. I didn't know their political affiliations. Yeah, I guess you could guess with one or two of them because they were kind of eccentric or whatever. But truthfully, I felt like my teachers did a really good job of kind of creating that discussion in classrooms and playing a little bit of devil's advocate with topics. Maybe they weren't necessarily a conservative and it didn't matter because you couldn't tell. And
Right.
now I feel like these teachers, a lot of them have this mission to, just turn on the TV station, and that might be a TV station that I wouldn't play at home for the news. Does that make that right or wrong? It's a little biased. You're not really giving kids, in my opinion, you're not giving kids this ability to formulate their own. Yeah, the critical thinking. Thank you. I'm critically tired. You're not giving them critical thinking skills by giving them two sides of a story, right? For example, and then I'll let Jordan talk, but there's a mom who was telling me about her high schooler who experienced, and rewind, this high schooler's parent is a police officer, and in their high school book, in the middle section, 6 pages dedicated, spelling out on the page, FUCK, the police. And, this student, as a child of a police officer, was embarrassed, was offended, and was brave enough to say something in the classroom. And I guess at the time, a police officer had been beheaded. I don't remember that exact story, but that was what I was told. And the student sitting next to the student said, I mean, it should have been your dad that was beheaded, not this other officer, something to that effect.
Wow.
You know, if you're teaching critical thinking skills, why aren't you also putting 6 pages, like let's call it fair, 6 pages to what police officers have done well over the last, I don't know, 100 plus years?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty biased, and that's, yes, it's a part of history, right? Like the movement in 2020 happened. But I truly believe that without giving children, students, both sides, it's not fair. It's not fair to their future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And go ahead, Nicole.
No. I go. You go ahead. I want to
Well,
hear what
I
you have
mean,
to say.
that term critical thinking right there, they weaponize that term. I hear that term used all the time by the left, and they mean a very specific thing by it. I mean, it goes back to critical theory. And when
Yeah.
they say critical, they really do mean you need to evaluate the structures of oppression that are currently subjugating you to having a perpetual lack of power within your society. Sorry, I wane academic sometimes. But
I'll go the other way. It's good.
People don't know the point